Hey guys, it's Michael, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to pick up with our 500 questions about cruising, and today's topic is going to be shore excursion question. Okay, if you've missed any of the other two, this is part 3. You can catch them. I'll put a link right up here. I'll also put a link in the description below, and you can watch them in any order. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's get started. All right. What are shore excursions? Okay, shore excursion is going to be when you, on your cruise, as you port at a city or town or country, there's going to be options for you to take, say, a tour of the town. There will be beach excursions. There'll be things like horseback riding, snorkeling, several different things. And the cruise lines will offer this. When you sign up for your cruise, you can go look, and several different excursions. There are also independent excursions that people have the locals there too. All right, should I book shore excursions through the cruise line or independently? Okay, big difference, guys. The independent excursions tend to be a little less in cost. However, if you book through the cruise line, you're guaranteed that should something go wrong, say you're on a bus tour of the city and the bus breaks down. If you're on a cruise line sponsored excursion, the ship is going to wait for you to get back. They're not going to leave you, okay? This is kind of important because you don't want to miss getting back on time. And if something goes wrong on a cruise sponsored tour or excursion, you're covered, okay? All right. But, I've done both. Honestly, how do I know which shore excursions are right for me? You can read through the ones on the cruise line there, and it will tell what age groups, how physically exerting it is. It tells you a little bit about it, and if it's handicap accessible, things like that as well. Okay. What happens if my shore excursion runs late? Okay, I kind of just covered that one. If it's a cruise ship sponsored tour or excursion, you're going to be covered. You're going to be okay. And even if it's not, they're going to try not to leave you. But if you don't get back on time, it can be bad. So, but if you're looking at something independent, it's not far from the ship. I'm comfortable doing the independents. Really, I am. I've done several of them actually. All right. Can I stay on the ship instead of going on a shore excursion? Absolutely. In fact, this is a great time. The spa many times will have specials during that time where most people are off the ship. They'll run, half price sales or whatever. It can be a good time to take advantage of things like that. How do I book shore excursions in advance? You can book your shore excursions before you ever cruise. You can book them as soon as you book your cruise. You can go, look for what you might want to do for shore excursions. As far as the independent ones, you would need to go online and see what's offered in that area. All right. Are shore excursions suitable for all fitness levels? No, they're not, because there are so many different things. If I were in a motor powered wheelchair or something, I wouldn't want to choose rock climbing. You know what I mean? It's just some are geared more toward children. Some are geared more toward adults. Some are geared more toward a really fit athletic person. But again, the ones that the cruise line offers, it's going to tell you that in the description pretty much. All right. Can I customize my shore excursion? These shore excursion guys, most of them are very general, okay? And everything's kind of preset. Now, if you get to a place where you're going to do like a private tour or have like a private chauffeur that shows you around, you can many times. They'll say, hey, what do you want to see? So yeah, within reason, absolutely. Okay. What should I bring on a shore excursion? Guys, I'll tell you what, I always bring a little backpack with maybe an umbrella just in case it rains. You may want to have, I don't know, maybe a couple of little snack bars, or maybe a bottle of water. Just things that you find that you might need. Now, if it's a Alaskan cruise or something in a colder climate, of course, you may want to bring gloves, a cap, things like that as well. All right. But if you got the backpack, you can take what you feel like you might need. Binoculars, camera, things like that. All right. How do I get information about each port of call? That's a good question. Really good question, guys. The cruise line absolutely will give you information. And in fact, many of the cruise lines, the day before, say you're going to port at Nassau. I'm just giving an example. Say you're going to port at Nassau the next day. Many times the day before, the cruise line will hold like a little meeting or class and tell you what to look for, what's offered, what to do, what not to do, and those are very informative. They're also many times going to be on your TV there in your cabin. Okay, if you missed the meeting, you can rewatch it there on your TV. All right. Are there shore excursions for people with mobility issues? Yes, there are. That is something that you'll want to look in the description, of the shore excursion and see if it's accessible. And but yes, absolutely, yes. How do I handle currency exchange for shore excursions? Okay, this depends on where you're going, guys. In the Caribbean area, most of the places close to the U.S., your U.S. money is fine. Credit cards are fine. I have found most places, American money, you do much better with than a credit card. I have actually seen in places, Jamaica, some of the other islands, that they will say T-shirts, 2 for $20, or 3 for $20 if cash, So, I'm fine with paying cash for that. Get some, I wouldn't bring big bills. I always take, nothing bigger than a 20 maybe, but get you some 5s and 10s and 1s and, just be ready for that. Okay. What are tender ports and how do they affect shore excursions? Okay, tender ports are a port where the ship can't exactly dock at the port of call. It's going to be out in the ocean a little bit, and you're going to take a water taxi back and forth to shore. And those run all day long, pretty much. And it's not a big deal. It's just, a lot of people hate them, but it's not that bad. You're not that far from shore, okay? It's just that the ship can't get close enough, and it's no big deal. And there's becoming less and less of those situations, actually. Okay. Can I cancel or change my shore excursion? Yes, you can. What you would need to do, look at the policy for the cruise line. What their policy is, each one of them is different. In what they will allow you to do. Some of them will allow you to cancel right up almost to the point. But also keep in mind with this question wasn't asked, but I want to share it. Every cruise line has a shore excursion desk, and it's usually someplace near the guest services desk. And that's one of the questions you can ask, and they can help you with working with that. All right, let's see. What are private shore excursions? These tend to be a smaller group of people, if not one-on-one or one group of people, say a family or whatever. I've actually done this and did it in Puerto Vallarta. And we had like a private chauffeur that, and in this situation, many times they'll say, what do you want to see? Where do you want to go? We'll do whatever you want to do. And it's a lot more customizable sometimes in that situation. Okay, let's see. How do I prepare for cultural difference on shore excursion?
Well, you should guys, the only real thing that you need to learn from me was in any of this country, I would be mindful about wearing anything that would be like camouflage or war-related, military-looking. I would steer away from that because in some cultures that can be taken as a threat, and but otherwise you're going to be with your own people from the ship. And the tour guides are used to this, and they'll steer you in the right direction. There's really nothing to, you don't have to know a second language or anything like that, okay? All right. What are the best types of shore excursions for families? Well, there's all kinds of things. If you've got children, if you've got little ones, you know them better than anybody. What would they enjoy? Discuss with them what they might like. For adults, sometimes we go to, say, a museum or something. Kiddos may not enjoy that as much. But say like snorkeling, beach time, things like that, or like saying in St. Martin, you could tour Blackbeard's castle. A lot of the kiddos enjoy that. Things, just talk to the kids, see what they want to do. But most of them are fairly good for families. All right. Are there beach excursions available at every port? Absolutely. Pretty much every port, yes. Because, there's going to be beaches. Absolutely. And with this one, there's usually always a free area too. You don't always have to book a private beach or something. There's usually always going to be some places free, okay? But many of the excursions will include beach area with it. Okay. Let's see. What should I do if I get lost on a shore excursion? Ask for help. Absolutely ask for help. Please try not to get lost. You don't want to lag behind. You want to stay with the crowd. And usually the tour guides are really good about that, making sure he's got everybody with them, or he or she. But, ask for help. By all means, ask for help. You've got, I always take my cell phone with me too. Let me give you a pointer on this one, guys. There is always a phone number for the ship that you can call back to. This is not something that's publicized, but you can ask. And I do. When I get off the ship, I always ask, what is a phone number that I can call back if I need help? And you can ask for that as well. All right, it looks like our last one is going to be, how do I handle tipping on a shore excursion? Guys, I always, if it's a tour guide or whoever is in charge of the excursion, I always give maybe a $5 tip or something. You don't have to go crazy, but for me, I do that with cash. I feel like that's just easier, and I think they appreciate that more anyway. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. Our next one coming up is going to be health and safety questions. I'd like to take the time to the opportunity to ask you, if you haven't subscribed already, to please join us. We'd love to have you as part of our family. Just click the subscribe button and click on notifications and choose all so you don't miss anything. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, how about a thumbs up? Again, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.